Now where the heck am I supposed to put my camera so I can actually film? Hey all you Hillmaniacs, it's Hillmanator, and you may have noticed something already that's slightly different about my new setup. I have to stand up. While in Lancaster, I had the shelves at perfect height that I could sit down and be more or less in shot relatively well all the time. Over here, not so much. Anyway, it's time to get on with what the actual video today is about. And I figured while I'm over here, I'm going to want to try a few things, see what I like. And what better time to do that than now, while I'm right at the start, so I don't find my favourite thing right at the end. So with that being said, I've got a selection of New Zealand foods that I'm going to be trying. Now when I say New Zealand foods, that doesn't necessarily mean that they were produced or made in New Zealand, or that they are exclusive to New Zealand. Let me explain. Basically, if they don't exist in the UK, or if I've never seen them in the UK, they're fair game. That's how I've classified it. And between each food, I am going to be washing it down with a drink that I've only tried 3 times. Once in the UK, once in Iceland, and once earlier on today in New Zealand. And it tastes slightly different here, but I'm sure it'll do the job. And that is Blue Gatorade. Yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna start right away. And the first thing I need to do is actually, we kind of gotta go out of my room real quick, because the first item needs to be enjoyed hot, apparently. And as of right now, it's only lukewarm. Meat pie. Those of you from the UK are probably questioning my decision to include this one, because we do have meat in our pies and our pastries, but those are always the ones that you either cook at home or they're cold. Whereas a quintessential part of the New Zealand meat pie is that it has to be really, really hot, and literally you buy it in the stores already hot. So I'm gonna give it a try anyway, because it's one of the iconic New Zealand foods. I can't not. Okay, let's give this bad boy a try. Steak and cheese pie, I think it is, but generically known as a meat pie, and it's very hot. That is good. It's very different to what we have in the UK. Generally in the UK we would eat a steak and kidney pasty, maybe, which is served cold, or peppered steak things that we got. Sometimes you can get hot things, but generally the hot things are steak bakes or sausage rolls. This isn't exactly like that. There's a lot of cheese in here. I can taste the cheese very strongly. And the pastry is very different. It's very fluffy and just, oh. Right, I'm gonna put that to the side for now, and I'm gonna get on with the next savoury item that I've got, which is a bag of crisps, or chips as they're sometimes known. I don't know. I think New Zealand uses both interchangeably. And obviously we have crisps over in the UK, but I've never seen this flavour. Spaghetti bolognese. It's a bolognese crisp. I can't not. Here we go. Wow. That is like spaghetti bolognese. That's pretty nice actually. Just to establish as well, I'm not sponsored by any of the brands that I'm using here. Next up, we have these, which again, as I said, not everything is necessarily from New Zealand, as I don't think these are. These are shrimp flavoured cracklers, and that writing is what tells me that it's not from New Zealand. I'm not sure if you can make it out, but I don't know what language that is. Not going to take a guess, but it's definitely not English, and I don't think it's Maori. If I can open it. There we go. Okay. So that's different. Let's not bad. I don't know why I thought they'd taste more like kind of prawn cocktail crisps, and they don't. It's not even a very strong taste, to be honest. It's there's something, but it's not all that powerful. It's nowhere near as strong as the spaghetti bolognese flavour. I have this brand in the UK, but again, I've never seen them before, which is the Doritos crackers, and specifically these ones are the sweet chili and sour cream, which again, I don't think we have that flavour of Doritos. I know we've got sweet chili ones, I'm pretty sure we've got sour cream ones. Actually, we don't have sweet chili, we just have the flaming hot one, so this is a completely new flavour for me. Ah, okay, they aren't exactly like as thin as a regular Dorito. It's like, they're crackers. What? Yeah, that. Oh. I'm not sure I like these ones. Their initial taste is pretty good. And the aftertaste is pretty good. But that in-between phase. I think in terms of the savoury dishes so far, the meat pie is definitely the best. Then there's bolognese, and then the shrimp, and then these. These are alright. Like, I'll eat them if there's nothing else. But I think that sour cream taste is a bit too strong. It needed a bit more chili kick. And that's all the savoury items that I bought today. But now we're moving on to the sweet items. Some of these I didn't buy, some of them I actually won as a part of the first week at Waikato. But yeah, this is just more sweet stuff really. So I want to start off with this. This is something called a K-bar. There were a couple of flavours that they had. This one's an orange one, obviously. It's made by Whittaker's, who are famous for their chocolates. In fact, I've got a mini Whittaker's chocolate later to try. But for now, I don't know what this is. I'm not sure whether it even counts as a sweet, but it should do. Okay. That's okay, that's very sticky. I think it might have got heated up a little by the pie, but still, that's it's very sticky. It's kind of similar to Orange Starburst, a bit, but not a ton. It's kind of got its own thing. I'm not sure how much I like that. It's okay. It's better than Doritos, but maybe not something that I'd try on its own on the regular. Now my hands are all sticky. The meat pie is good. I'm sorry, I keep going back to it. It's just, there's a reason it's well known. As soon as I've just done a Whittaker's, let's do the other one. This one is the creamy milk chocolate bar. Specifically the mini variety. The regular ones are much bigger. So presumably chocolate, just regular chocolate, nothing in it. So I'm going to be comparing this to Dairy Milk, obviously, because that's the most iconic British chocolate. Wow. This is good. This is so good. That's amazing. Seriously, like, this is really good. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like it's like a better Dairy Milk, to be honest. I like Dairy Milk, obviously, but this, I think I've had a problem with it though. Bit tough. Other than that, it's got like just the right level of mix between the richness of the chocolate, the sweetness, and then also this very, very slight nuttiness almost. But it doesn't overpower it in any way, which I find most nuts sort of things do. So that was very good. It's right up there with the meat pie, actually. I mean, the meat pie definitely wins on savoury, but so far Whittaker's is probably in number one overall. Specifically their chocolate though, not the K-bar. The K-bar wasn't very great. That meat pie is very good. Sticking with ones that I won at the university, this is something called a Juicy Chews Peach. It says it's made in New Zealand, so this one is 100% a New Zealand sweet. Or lolly, apparently it's a lolly if it's a sweet from New Zealand. Obviously lollies in the UK specifically refer to lollipops and ice lollies. Not sure about this. I don't generally like peach as a flavour, but again, this feels a bit sticky. It's very tough. Flavour wise, it's not bad. It's got a strong peach flavour, but it's very, very tough. It's alright though. Leaves a kind of weird aftertaste, but it's a nice aftertaste still. It's like a nice weird, I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, that was actually pretty good. I'm surprised by that. Didn't think I'd like the peach thing, but it wasn't too bad. Next up we have this bad boy, which is a Pascal's Milkshakes Vanilla. Presumably it's going to be similar sort of thing to the last one. It seems equally kind of rigid, and it was in the same bag that I got the last one from. Obviously, by bag I mean bag that the uni gave me, not bag like brand bag or anything, because it's a different brand, but feels it feels very similar. The inner packaging wasn't as sticky though, so maybe it's kind of more chewy than the other one. That is vanilla. Very strong vanilla flavour. It's kind of weird. Like, it generally tastes like vanilla, and then occasionally you get these little parts where it kind of goes between vanilla and cleaning fluid. It's still nice, because it's far more vanilla-like, but there's these brief bits where it's like, oh, that tastes a bit, I think I like that one more actually than the peach one. In general, like when it goes into that bad bit of taste occasionally, that's not as good, but in general that one was very nice. Now we have something called Milky's Choc Strawberry, which again, made in New Zealand. The tasty taste guarantee. But yeah, I assume some variety of chocolate with a strawberry flavouring on the inside, but oh, okay. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, like there's definitely layers in there, and I assume the innermost is like strawberry, whereas the outer bit is oh, it's got a weird texture. It's kind of like, you know, the chocolate, what's it called? Chocolate whirl things, about that long. In The Vicar of Dibley, Geraldine cuts off a slice and then goes to eat the entire thing rather than eat the slice. Yeah, that thing. It's got kind of like that if you left it out in the sun for like 3 days. That's the sort of outer texture it feels like. But let's give it a go. Tastes like that too. Yeah, it's just a chocolate whirl thing, but slightly more dried out. It's okay, but not necessarily what I would choose. Luckily I won that one from the university as well. In fact, everything I had since that Whittaker's bar the chocolate bar, not the K-bar. That was all stuff that I won from the university, and now we're going back to the stuff that I bought myself. Although I do also have to say the uni gave me some mini Oreos, but obviously we have those in the UK, so no. Next up comes a brand which is very, I mean, we definitely have the brand in the UK, but we don't have this thing specifically. It's Starburst Babies. I'm not sure if you can see very well, but they're, I don't know, it does, like on the outside they kind of look a little bit like Jelly Babies, but then they don't have any sort of like sugary, well not sugary, you know the coating that's on Jelly Babies? I don't know how to describe that coating, but yeah, it's kind of odd. Oh, they have a strong scent. Wow. Literally as soon as I opened it, it was intense. Right, I'm gonna start with a purple, I guess. It is my favourite taste of Starburst, so. It's alright-ish. It kind of tastes like the Starburst, but like more concentrated. And then they've added in like a load of preservatives. That is one thing though, I think in general New Zealand food and drink you're allowed far more preservatives and stuff than you are in the UK. So all of this is really unhealthy. Let's give this orange guy a go. Same sort of thing. Stronger taste, slightly different. And in the shape of babies. To say, they're still mildly terrifying. I don't think it's going to focus, but it's mildly terrifying to look at. Tastes alright though. Next up is another brand that we definitely have in the UK, but I don't think we have this variety. It is a Mentos thing, but specifically sour mix. So it seems like they've got pineapple, lime, blueberry and strawberry. And those are the four flavours that they've got, apparently. And sour Mentos, it's weird to me, but I'm willing to give it a go. I'm thinking this one is either pineapple or lime. That's lime. It's not sour though. Then again, I have quite a high sour tolerance. It's like a little bit more sour than the sour Skittles, maybe. That's about it. It tasted alright though. So, let's give this one a try. I think this one must be the pineapple. It's fine. Not particularly sour, but that might just be because I have a high sour tolerance. Next up, it's again something that I've never seen in the UK and something that's supposed to be sour. This is an RJ's Twisters single, grape and lime flavour this time. So again, supposed to be sour, hopefully is, because I enjoy properly sour stuff. To me, Toxic Waste isn't all that sour, just to give you some ideas of how I define sour. So it's like that again, it's all twisty-wristy, what the heck am I on about? But yeah, let's give this a try. Oh, wow, that just goes right through. That is very gummy. That literally just bites right through. Sorry about the weird instant jump. The camera stopped recording shortly after and I didn't notice. I've worked out where I was. Basically all I said after that was I wasn't overly fond of the taste or the texture of that one. It's probably the weakest of the sweets, except for maybe the K-bar, because that one was a bit but yeah, I wasn't a fan of that Twister personally. Next up we have another brand that we have in the UK but a flavour that we don't, which is Malteser's honeycomb flavour. I assume it's just a Malteser filled with honeycomb like a crunchy, but oh, you can immediately smell the honeycomb again. Strong scent. Very strong scent. But here we go. Let's give these a try. It's alright. Honeycomb's not particularly a strong taste actually, which is surprising considering how strong the smell is. Right, it's what you'd expect, I guess, but a bit too weak for my personal taste. I like a stronger taste. Now I know this one is from Australia originally, but same rules apply. And this is again a brand we have in the UK, but it's a flavour of Skittles we definitely don't. Dessert flavour. Who thought of that? Like sweets, let's make them flavoured like other sweets or other sweet dessert things. The 5 flavour things we have are orange cream pop, a blueberry tart, a raspberry sorbet, a strawberry shake and a key lime pie. The only one of those I've tried is a strawberry shake. So this should be interesting. Let's... Also, there's no sticker on the back to reseal it. Like, what the heck? Right, let's start off with the blueberry tart. Tastes alright. Just to establish again, my personal favourite flavour of Skittles is the crazy sour ones. But that's alright. This one is the key lime pie, I think. So, these are very, very sweet flavours. Next up, I have the orange cream pop. Okay. Again, a very sweet flavour. Now it's a strawberry shake. So. Yeah, I'm liking these. And last but not least, raspberry sorbet. They each taste fine on their own, but the real test of every Skittle, as we all know, is to get a handful and try them all together. I'm not sure how long the camera's going to last because it's on low battery, so I may have to switch to my iPhone. Give me a minute. Sorry about the changing quality and everything, but my other camera really needed to charge. As I was saying, the real test of Skittles is when you try them all together. So, let's give this a go. Is this recording vertically? I'm going to have to flip it in post-production. Okay. Right, I think I've got at least one of every flavour, so... That is insanely sweet. I quite like how sweet it is, to be honest. It's pretty nice. I'm sure some people wouldn't be able to handle it, but for me, it's fine. Ooh. Well, if I wasn't at risk of having diabetes before... Next up, I wanted to try something, again, we don't have in the UK at all as far as I'm aware, which is the Curiosa range, and specifically I've gone for the milk chocolate vanilla fudge. Obviously we have milk chocolate vanilla fudge, but I've never heard of Curiosa, so I hope that's the actual brand name. If not, it would be embarrassing. How the heck do we... There's one thing that really bugs me, and it's inefficient packaging, and so many of these New Zealand places have them. Here we go. Also, what's with the amount of plastic packaging that you guys have on your foods? I mean, sure, it's all sweets, but like, it's insane how much plastic packaging there is. Let's give one of these a try, though. It's pretty good. Fudge is a little too soft and a little too sweet for me personally, but other than that, pretty darn good. Next up, we have something from Cadbury's, but I've never heard of it before. It's a Moro bar, Moro, I don't know, but let's see. A fistful of awesome, apparently, is its branding. Oh, I am not going to feel well tomorrow after eating all of this junk food, am I? Luckily it's a Friday today, so I should be alright. Right, let's give this a go. It's a Lion bar, but without the crispy bits. Literally. You know those little hard bits that you get in certain chocolates in the UK that were in the Lion bars? This is literally just a Lion bar without those. With more like caramel and nougat, as the US will pronounce, and Cadbury milk chocolate. It's not bad, it's fine, but I was expecting more. Now we get on to the final two items, and you know what? I'm going to save the sweet one until last and do the chocolate one next. Just give me a minute to wash down all of the flavours that I've had so far. Okay, so this next one is chocolate, as I said. It's a limited edition apparently, which might be why I've never seen it in the UK, but apparently the New Zealand guy who I showed it to hadn't seen it either, so it must be relatively new. It's a Mars bar caramel mud cake flavour, but look at the branding on Mars. That's like classic Mars branding rather than the modern one. It's kind of weird. Because this is a double pack, I'm only going to try the one of them. Okay, here we go. That's not very good in my opinion. It's... Oh no. No. It's edible, but it's definitely not my sort of thing. Maybe other people would like it, but personally, I'm going to need to wash that out. And the last item is a thing which, again, I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to taste like, because technically this flavour doesn't appear in nature, because it's a blue raspberry flavour, specifically a sour blue raspberry flavour. This is a mega size zombie chews, which there were a variety of flavours I could have chose from, but I figured this one would be the most fun. Why not? So, oh, it looks like it's kind of similar to like a Wham bar or a Refresher in terms of texture and whatnot. So, hopefully, I'm quite fond of those, and I haven't seen anything else like them over here just yet. Here we go. So, let's give this a go. Ow. To know about this one. It's alright. I think it's growing on me. It actually has the strongest taste of all three of the things. It gave me the slightest bit of a twinge, so... But it doesn't bend or snap as nice as a Wham bar would. I enjoyed that one. That was good. I think it might be one of my favourite ones out of the sweets. Give me a second to think back over all of the flavours that I've just experienced, and then I'll give you an exhaustive favourites. So my top 5 of the things that I have just tried start out very simply. We all know what it's going to be based on my reactions. It's the Whittaker's Cream Milk Chocolate. That was molto bene. It was slightly hard, but other than that, it tasted amazing. The next best thing on the list is actually still the meat pie, the first thing that I tried. Didn't expect it to be. I thought, oh, I've tried lots of pastry with meat in them. It's going to be just generic, just like all of those. It wasn't. It subverted my expectations, and it was actually really good. In third place comes the only other savoury item on these top 5, which is the Spaghetti Bolognese crisps. They tasted like spag bol, but they still tasted good as crisps, which I did not expect, so good job, guys. Next up is the Pascal's Milkshake Vanilla things. They were small, but they were tasty. They were kind of a bit hard, but not too hard. They were pretty good. I liked those. And number 5 is the last thing that I tried, which was the zombie chews. It tasted nice. It reminded me of something from home, but it was different enough that I could still enjoy it over here without immediately thinking of that. You may notice that the quality has gone back up and that it's a different time of day. That's because I missed something at the end when I was recording yesterday. In fact, it's this little guy, which I also won at the university, which is a Whittaker's Hokey Pokey milk chocolate bar. Now, bear in mind, I've tried Hokey Pokey ice cream. That was pretty good. I've tried the Whittaker's chocolate bar. That was pretty good. So I've got some high expectations on this. I assume it's going to be kind of hard like the other one, but still just as tasty. Yep. Just as good. I think I prefer the plain milk chocolate, but this one is still good. Anyway, that's all of the foods that I've tried now. So, I told you my top 5 earlier. Those still stand. This is pretty good, but I don't think it's in the top 5. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it off there. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that I can now pick out a favourite thing, because I should be able to. Okay, thanks for watching all. I shall catch you next time.